What's up, everybody? Just wanted to do a quick review. This is my other vehicle. It's my 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness. I've got 12,800 miles, and we've had the car for about 9 months. So we've driven it quite a lot. We've taken it here from where we live in South Carolina all the way to Oklahoma and everywhere in between, down to Florida a few times. So this is kind of like our trip car slash, this is kind of our primary car that we go to work in. So I drive the WRX probably anywhere between 1 to 3 times a week. It just kind of depends on the week. And the rest of the time, the other 4 or 5 days, I'm driving this because my wife's office is pretty close to my office. For what it is, I think the car is pretty awesome. This one's got the panoramic sunroof. Not sure if you can see that. It's got the Harman Kardon sound system, 360 camera, and I think it's got parking sensors and things like that. Prior to this, my wife had she had a 4Runner, and while this one doesn't have a locking differential, where we go, we didn't really need a locking differential, just because most of the off-roading we're doing is just kind of fire roads and things of that nature, nothing hardcore. So in comparison, we had the 4Runner XP, which got, I think, about 15 miles per gallon. I think on a good day it would get 15.8. So pretty terrible gas mileage. This one, we're averaging 23 and a half. Most of this is city, we do a lot of city driving, at least for work. So, pretty good gas mileage, better than I get in my WRX. And it's got a lot of nice safety features, which is always good for when you're commuting and traveling. And it's pretty comfortable. It's got I'm 6'4", and I can actually sit comfortably in the seats without having to put them all the way back, which is cool. So like I said, we've had this car for 9 months. By the time we're averaging about 15,000 miles a year at the moment, at least with the trips we've taken this year. And it's been a great vehicle. We've gotten 3 oil changes we're coming up on a 3rd oil change. We're doing oil changes every 5,000 miles, just to make sure that we're staying on top of the maintenance. But so we're about 2,000 miles out from our 3rd oil change. But it's been a pretty great car. So if you have a 4Runner or another off-roady vehicle, and you want something with similar ride height, this has 9 inches of ground clearance, very similar to a Wrangler, about the same ground clearance as a Wrangler. So pretty good gas mileage, decent ground clearance. We've been on some pretty good fire roads, and we haven't had any issues. Driven it in inclement weather a few times, and no issues. But it's been a good car, and it's like I said, for taller people, it's extremely comfortable. That was not the case with the Wrangler. And like I said, everybody's body proportions are different. If they have long legs or long torso. I cannot comfortably fit inside the Wrangler at all. So basically, we were looking at the Wrangler, and when I got in it, my head was only a couple inches off the roof, and my legs, we had the seat all the way back, all the way down, and I just felt super cramped. And I'm a big guy, so that probably won't be everybody who's 6'4". And I was looking into, hey, if we're gonna buy it, what could I do to make it more comfortable? And they've got those big boy brackets, and the big boy brackets, give you 2 inches more leg room, but they also raise you up. And I was thinking about, if I get raised up, my head's going to be touching the roof, so that wouldn't be really comfortable. So that got eliminated. And then the other option, because this is my wife's car technically, the other option was a Bronco, and is what she liked. And as you guys know, other than the Bronco Sport, getting a full-size Bronco, it's borderline impossible to get one near MSRP unless you order one and wait. And we just, when it kind of came down to it, we were like, do we really want to spend this much money, or do we want to buy a Forester for MSRP? So I think this one was like 37 or 38,000 out the door. They no markup, and our state tax is it's just a IMF fee, so it's an infrastructure fee. It's $500. That's the only taxes that are added to that, other than the $30 registration. So not a whole lot over MSRP, and it's been a pretty great deal so far, and we've really thoroughly enjoyed this vehicle. So if you're coming from a all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle, and you want something that is capable but fuel efficient, I think this is probably a pretty good pick for you. And of course, another day I'll give you guys a better tour of the car. I just kind of wanted to talk about it and give you my perspective on what I thought, and how much we've enjoyed owning this vehicle. I think my wife said this has been her favorite car that we've ever bought. And we've bought probably over the last 10 years, we've probably bought her 4 or 5 new cars. We normally don't keep them very long, and she's really enjoyed it, and I think this will be a car that we'll keep for a long time.